Hi folks, Peter Lawn here. Today we've got a modding tutorial for Icarus, and we're going to look at how to bring in this cool handheld model of a radio into the game, so that so that we've got a customized handheld device. There's a number of steps involved in that, and so I'm going to try to walk through it with you, and let's see how it goes. So first of all, I've got this model. It's great, but the one thing we do need to do is we need to find a similar handheld model in the game already. And the intent is match the size of this to the size of the existing handheld, and then I'm going to show you how to integrate this into the skeletal mesh of the handheld that we pull in, and then we'll export that to an FBX, and then we'll kind of go from there. But I think this portion is just simply going to be about how to match the size and how to get this model into the skeletal mesh that we exported from the game. What's the best way to bring this in? Well, step number one is export a similar handheld device out of the game first as a skeletal mesh, so you can compare sizes between your mesh and the one that's in the game. So when you do the import, in my version of import has a little button or a menu item here, but you can also do import from the file menu. You can go file or import and then pick skeletal mesh that way. This little utility has the scale down option already. That should be selected. You want to go from centimeters to meters, which is what Unreal Editor is going to be looking for, right? So, all right, so you want to select import PSK, and I happen to know that this is in a particular location under my PSK exports. So it's Icarus content, and I believe it's under ASS directory, and most of the handhelds are all under the item directory, ITM. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pick this that I'm want to get close to, right? So I've already done the pre-sizing a little bit, but maybe I could move it over a little bit, G to the Y, because basically I want the thumb comes up over top here like this, and then for the hand model animations, and then the fingers are on kind of on that side there. So it looks like it's about approximately the right size. So this is great. I've got it imported into this guy here, and you can see here's our skeletal mesh for our handheld, and this is our new radio here. But what we have to do is try to get this incorporated into the SK, right? So best way to do that is you basically just highlight your radio first, and then use Control Select to highlight the SK. And then what you want to do is go to hit Control P to parent to, and we're going to parent to armature deform with empty groups. And you can see now that this jumped into this group here, so which is good. And there's one more thing we need to do is we need to go in here and then select only our radio, and then hit the tab to go into edit mode. You can see up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to vertex and vertex groups, and we're going to select active groups. Set active group to root, and that should do it for us. So now we've got this thing which is kind of similar format and structure as the other one, and now we can actually delete the the Shen model here that we don't need anymore. So let's just go back into edit mode first, or to object mode first. Then we'll highlight the handheld, and we'll delete it, and we're left with just our radio inside this skeletal mesh. I don't care about the naming too much at this point. So once we got that set up, then now we're just going to export an FBX. So we'll go into export FBX, and I've got a preset already set up for handhelds, but I'll walk through the settings for that. What you want to do, first find the directory you want to locate this into. So I'm just going to go FBX exports, and I'll just create a test handheld is where I want it. So I'm going to put it in here. And you want to obviously, select the items you're going to, we're just going to pick this whole top level group here, right? And make sure that this is selected for selected objects. You want to pick armature for your object types, mesh, and other. You do want to go down to geometry and pick face. You also want to go into the armature settings and select only deform bones and deselect add leaf bones. Baked animation we don't need. And once we're happy with everything here, then we're just going to export like so. All right, so now we're going to go back into Unreal Editor, and we're going to find that exported FBX file that we put out there, and we're going to drag and drop it into my meshes folder. You can just take all the defaults that are in here for the import options, and you'll see that it'll go through, and it comes up with this message that says the bone size is too small to create physics assets. So we're going to walk you through how to fix that. All right, so I think the other thing we should do is we should change the name of this because it's a skeletal mesh. It's not just a static mesh. So as a standard, it should start with like an SK um, naming convention. So we're going to do that. And let's create our physics asset, which we couldn't, for some reason, didn't create when I imported it. So so I'm going to right mouse click on the SK, and we'll go create physics asset, create and assign. This guy here usually he starts at a like 20 or something like that. So I changed it to 0.0001 and then go create asset. And there you go. There's your physics asset. So we'll save that, close it off. So at this stage, we've got our materials. We've got our skeletal mesh. We've got the physics asset. We got the skeleton. We've got a texture as well. And if you took all of this and you cooked it in Unreal Engine and then copied it into the assets into your mod folder and then packed it all up and put it into the game, you'd be vastly disappointed because you would just see probably the mesh but with no material text shaders on it. And that is because Icarus uses a very special way of a special PBR texturing method that was a mystery to me for the longest time. So there's only two ways you can really kind of resolve that, and that is you must have the Icarus master materials nodes set up properly and use them in the cooking process, or you can use Asset GUI to manipulate the materials UAsset file and to incorporate your texturing that you're having in here. So that's going to be a separate video, part 2, that I'm going to release shortly. And then also there's a part 3 of the video, which will tie it all together and basically show you how to set up your JSONs so that you can actually use this radio through a blueprint and bring up a menu or something like that. So so that's going to be in part 3 of the video, and there you go. So thanks for watching for now. I know it's a bit of a process, but there's lots of steps in it, and hopefully this helps you in your journey of Icarus modding. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll catch up with you later.